Welcome to the beautiful area of St Katharine Docks. Now we are, as you can see, there you go, there's the Shard just perking above the buildings there. We're right by Tower Bridge and the Tower of London, and we have featured this place before on other videos. But we're here today for something completely different, and as you'll know from the title, we're here for the Princess Diana photographic exhibition. And believe you me, it is well worth coming down here, and we've got some fantastic pictures to show you from here as well. So when you get here, you come down into the cavern space down below. And when you get here, you see these amazing photographs. Now, these have all been taken by Anwar Hussain and his two sons. Now, Anwar Hussain took all of the photos of Princess Diana. But what was really great about this is if you fancy your up-to-date royal history as well, you've got Kate and William, and you've also got pictures of Meghan and Harry as well. So what really happens in it, this appeals to everybody. Now, if you're of a certain age, then you'll remember a lot of the Princess Diana photos. And some of these, like this one, I'd never seen before, but apparently it went absolutely viral. That's Kate with all of the children and a page boy at her sister's wedding who decided to come in and stick his two fingers up. There you go, but caught for the camera quite nicely. Now, what I'm also going to say is if you love these photos and you want to pause the video on it, then please do. Otherwise, I could have had a 30-minute video where we paused on each one for about 5 minutes so everyone could see them. But as you can see, you've got some amazing natural photos here, especially of this one of Diana looking back when she was seated somewhere and no one could see her apart from the back, so she looked round to smile especially. And some of these early ones here as well, where she's out and about. How about this natural one of Harry and Meghan? This was when they were on the tour in New Zealand. Now this one, which is a rather candid shot of Diana being very upset when she received a rose, this happened in Scotland, and actually it was quite a joyful occasion, but the reason she got upset is because she mentioned to Anwar Hussain at the time that Charles never ever gave her any roses. And then you go back to shots like this, which were all done and taken before she got engaged and it was officially announced. So all the pictures have been blown up and are absolutely massive. They're all life-size photographs, and there's 75 of them in total. So when you're doing the tour around, well, with me filming, it took probably about 3/4 of an hour. But if you really want to take a slower time to take in the photos and also listen to the audio commentary, which I'll come to a little bit later, and listen to it a couple of times over, you can. You take your own time. Also, I need to let you know, if you're coming down here, this exhibition, which opened a couple of weeks ago, is open until September 2024. So it's not on for long. So if you fancy coming down here, then it's well worth doing. But also, you get to see some fantastic photos, but it's only on until September. So it might be something to bring the kids down to for the school holidays. And here's a photo I remember for the time with Diana running barefoot in Prince William's school fun day. Another great thing about the exhibition is how they've set it out, how Diana laid the way for other royals to follow. So Diana and Charles were the first ones to actually come out to the front of the hospital with a baby. And there you go, you've got William and Kate coming out with their firstborn as well. And then you have this shot as well of Diana and Charles at polo. But just look, Charles has got number 2 on his back in red and white. And there you go, you've got Meghan and Harry's got the same number 2 on his back, the same colours, also at the polo as well. So it's brilliant because the story not only tells you about royalty, but it also how that's had the influence on the future royals as well. And then you also go from this, which was Diana's first step out, her first fashion faux pas, to how she then sort of styled herself for the future. And then you've got groups of photos. So here we go, we've got Diana at Royal Ascot in her various different types of outfits as well, and hats. So if you're looking at this and thinking, what's that white line going across the photos, both above and beyond? It's the fluorescent light bouncing off the cover, which is over the photos. So it's the best shot I could possibly get, but at least it gives you an idea of the photo. So just ignore that if you can. And there you go. And it saves you putting it in the comments down below. We've also got some absolute classic photos that the photographers took, but also you get the story from them of how they actually set themselves up to get those photos, how they got their pitch, how long they actually waited there, etc. So it's a really good story, not just of royalty, but of the photographers in the royalty, but also how the photographers were treated, almost like part of the family in some of the stories as well. So you're probably thinking, how do I know so much? Well, you get one of these. You get a free audio guide as well. So as you go through with each section, you hit the button and it tells you, and it's the photographers talking as well about what it is you're seeing. So you make sure you pick that up at the beginning, and it's all included within the ticket price. Now in this section, it's looking at Diana as a fashionista and taking a necklace and putting it around the back of your neck to sort of highlight that area. And also, if you look here, she's got a black glove and also a red glove. So she was seen as a fashion icon at the time, setting the pace. And that tiara was the first time that was actually given to her by the Queen as a sort of necklace. And in that picture, as you can see, she had it around her forehead. So she was just trying different things. But also the photographers suggested to her they wanted to see her just doing normal things. Hence that gym shot photo when she came out of the gym. And this, well, if you've watched it and you can see it, it's called there the revenge dress, worn the same night that Charles had the documentary about how he was unfaithful to Diana on the TV. In this section, you're looking at how Diana styled the little black dress and then how it was worn by the future royals. Now, I've got to admit, I love the royals, don't get me wrong, but I had no idea what I was really coming to. And I'm so glad I came down here. I was actually blown away with the photos. Wasn't so sure about this section here, which was some of the hats that had been worn at different times and by different members of the royalty. But if you like that sort of thing, I think it's millinery, then you'll enjoy this little section here before it gets back into the photos. So if you're thinking of coming down here, then Tower Hill Station is your nearest station to get here, which is on the Circle and District line. You've also got the Docklands Light Railway, which is at Tower Gateway, which makes it nice and easy to get to as well. And it's probably about 5-minute walk round to St Katharine Docks, and it's then all signposted from there. It's really easy to find. So one of the things I sought out, because this is downstairs and underground, there is a chairlift which is attached to the banisters as you come in, which can bring you down here. So it has accessibility for all. Now, this next set of photos that we're going to show you, well, to be quite honest, this is probably where Diana made her name. Going and seeing people and actually doing something that royalty hadn't done up until that time, which is quite incredible, which is very simply reaching out and touching people. So before, it was one of those things where royalty came in, said hello. Well, they didn't really do tours like that much, but actually people went to them and they went and did this sort of stuff which made a difference. And this was a turning point during the AIDS epidemic in the 1980s, where Diana, as you can see there, was shaking hands with an AIDS victim who's got his back to the camera so he could remain anonymous. And in this set of series, which is quite incredible, you've got someone reaching out and touching Diana's feet, but then you can see the hand by the side of her previously telling her not to reach out and touch, which she ignores and does. And then in the next set of photographs, you've got this replicated with the modern day royal family hugging and just cuddling people. And you can see Meghan with her natural reaction there as well. The work these photographers have done is absolutely amazing. And just look at this shot. This is where a child over in New Zealand, when Meghan and Harry were on their tour, jumped the barrier, got round and gave Harry a big hug. But just look at Meghan's face. Your best bet is to go online and book your ticket in advance. I did book my ticket a few hours before I turned up, had no problem getting a hold of it, but I also heard it was a bit cheaper buying it in advance than it was on the door. It's definitely going to be one of those events that as it gets busier into the summer and also as it gets closer to the end of the time of the exhibition as well, it's certainly going to get busier. And also, well, you don't want the disappointment. Ticket prices, well, I paid £17 for mine, but I heard someone on the door trying to purchase a ticket for a lot more than that. Now this is an absolute classic shot of Harry and Meghan. This was their last official engagement as the royal family before they decided to step away. But just look at the lighting and the effect of the rain on the umbrella. Now these set of Taj Mahal photos, I remember this top one going into the papers at the time because it was during that period when, well, things weren't going well for the royal family at that time, and it just pictures Diana on her own in front of the Taj Mahal. And look how it's replicated years later with both Kate and William in much happier circumstances. And here at the end, some more great natural photos, especially of this one of Diana absolutely soaking wet at a concert in Hyde Park. So these were the photos at the exhibition, and that's all 75 of them. So which was your favourite? Do let us know in the comments down below. Quite a cross selection, but also what I love is it's a selection of all the different ages of the royal family as well. And then when you're finished, you've got a lovely little bar and cafe area so you can relax after. Now, if you love royalty, the palace that they all used to live in was Kensington Palace, and I'll put a link to our video on that up in the top right hand corner, and I'll see you in there.